Baker said, thank you all for having me. I'm MSgt Carroway, and I'm your Career Assistance Advisor. I work in the FSS Squadron. I'm also the Superintendent of the First Term Airmen Center as well as the Professional Development Center. So I'm going to briefly cover a couple of things that I can offer you all. Just because of the time constraints, I may not be able to take all of your questions, but I will leave a couple of business cards here in case you or one of your airmen need to contact me. So first off, as the Superintendent of the First Term Airmen Center, I oversee all of your airmen that come through the First Term Airmen Center. And those airmen need to be signed up within the first 30 days of arriving on station. That's very important to us. They can sign up when they in process through the MPS. They'll be signed up, and it's 9 days long. They'll also complete some of their CDTs as well as resiliency training during that time. Sergeant Kelly is the NCIC over there, and we have a 4-month rotation for a team leader. So if that's something you're interested in, talk to your group chiefs and shirts, and they'll get you on the rotation when it's your group's turn. I have a little note thing so I stay on track, and like I said, my time is limited. As the Professional Development Center Superintendent, we offer professional development classes. Currently, we're revamping the schedule, so the main one that is probably for you all is the NCO PDS seminar. How many of y'all are in ALS right now? Ooh, the majority of the class. I'll be speaking with you all a little more in depth tomorrow on retraining. But for those of you who have completed ALS within 3 years, that is the target audience for the NCO PDS. We also offer a senior NCO PDS for you that supervise or have supervisors that are master selects. They probably had to endure that with me for 4 days. On the future horizon, we're looking to offer a PES for the airmen, and that's so your airmen can come and gain some of the skills that we give to you as NCOs on their level. We're also looking to have a lunch and learn for the airmen, and that's going to help them formulate bullets. How many of you have had your airmen, you ask them for bullets, and they come with volunteer at Habitat for Humanities or something like that? We need a little bit more for a bullet, so our goal is to help them formulate a bullet. Not necessarily write the EPR, but what you as supervisors are looking for when you ask your airmen to write a bullet for EPR. So that's on the horizon, and the Chiefs Group will be sponsoring that, and look for that in the next couple of months. Also, I work for a civilian, and I know there's many civilian supervisors out there, and we're going to have a civilian supervisor class, just so we can brief them on some of the things that they need to know as civilian supervisors. My next topic is usually the one where I get most of my appointments and most of my phone calls, and that's retraining. How many of you are interested in retraining? Most of your airmen are probably doubling that number. So what I need from you all is to be informed on what to tell them, because like I tell people all the time, it's one of me and how many of you in this room. So let's just think, if all your airmen call me for advice, how much time do I really have to give them that advice? So I want to give you the basics to get them started, and then if you need help at any time, just please contact me. The most important thing that I stress about retraining is notifying your chain of command. I cannot stress that enough, because you guys know, is that the best option for that airman? Is this airman a good candidate for retraining? Is this someone that you want to retain in the military? That's very important, because retraining is a competitive process. So if you send someone to me that has 3s on their EPR, that's trying to get rid of them, I'm going to turn them away. So save me the time of having to do that by doing that for me. They can't have any referral EPRs, where the most current EPR cannot be a referral, I should say. They should not be under any OSI investigation, and they must be in their retraining window. This is key. So for first-term airmen, I know probably the majority of you in this room are still first-term airmen. If you have not re-enlisted yet, please raise your hand. You are all first-term airmen. So your normal retraining window is the first day of your 35th month to the last day of your 43rd. This is important for your airmen. When I brief EdTech, I let them know these dates, and I tell them to remember it because it's going to be very important, but they may need some guidance from you as well. 6-year enlistees, it's the first day of your 59th month to the last day of your 67th month. That is your normal retraining window. When you're in your normal retraining window, I can help you get almost any job that you're interested in, with a few exceptions. If they're interested in retraining prior to that, they can retrain early at their 2-year mark for 4-year enlistees and at their 3-year mark for 6-year enlistees into what's called chronic critical AFSCs. Have anybody heard of those? Chronic critical AFSCs is what we're shooting for. Those are AFSCs that have shortages and the Air Force is looking to fill those shortages. So they're willing to take people early. So that's something to keep in mind for you and your airmen. And even if you miss your retraining window, that's a possibility as well. You can apply for all your retraining online. You don't really need me, but I'm here to help. So that's why it's important that I give you this briefing. Everything is done online through virtual MPF and AFPC. You have to select at least one job. The max job that you can select is 5 jobs. And then you're racked and stacked. You compete against everybody else in the Air Force that wants those jobs. That's why I say it's very important that if you send an airman to me, that they're a competitive airman. They'll meet at least 3 boards, and then if they're not selected as after that, the most important thing that I want to leave you with today is if your airman submits a retraining application and they're denied, they are no longer eligible for retraining until after they re-enlist. That's why it's key that they select at least 5 jobs, because some airmen want 1 job and 1 job only, and they don't get approved, and then they're not eligible to retrain again. If for some reason they don't meet the ASVAB requirement, that's a common thing. You can retake the ASVAB. Now that you're in the military, it's called the Air Force Classification Test, and you can retake that every 6 months. The key, study, study, study. Don't come see me today and sign up to take the test tomorrow, because your new scores, whether better or worse, are your new scores. So sometimes they shoot themselves in the foot by not planning ahead. If you or your airmen are enjoying what you're doing, but you're looking for a change of scenery, as myself, like I did, I applied for a special duty. There's 72 special duties in the Air Force. Whether you're eligible for them, sometimes depend on what AFSC you're in, but there's 72. So sometimes they require you to do a little homework. Once again, I can help you with that. The most common special duties are your ATC special duties, which are your MTL, recruiters, tech school instructors, and MTIs. The recruiting special duty team, the ATC special duty team will be here in March of 2012. They already have their calendar forecasted and they will be accepting applications. So if that's something you're interested in, maybe not right now, but in the future, then have your application ready for in March. And I'll be advertising that as well. So I wanted to just give a brief overview to give a little bit of time for some questions. Are there any specific questions that anyone has for me at this time? Yes, sir.
The retraining window is only to go into a separate, different AFSC within your AFSC?
Yes, he asked if the retraining window is to go within the separate AFSC, not within yours. If you want to do a lateral shred, as it's called, for, I know right off the bat, medics have a lateral shred, IDMT, AeroVac, security forces, Academy K9, then you can probably apply for that at your 24-month window. Just see me if you need help for that. Any other questions? All right, if you think of any questions or you need anything from me at all, I'm on the 3rd floor of the Airman Leadership and First Term Airman Center. I do ask that you call me first at 5857 for an appointment, and I will be more than happy to assist you or your airman with anything that you need. Thank you for your time, and ALS, I'll see you tomorrow where we'll pull up the computer and go a little more in depth of what we're looking for. And that's all I have.
Thank you.